set, they take care of developing the thinking skills of the baby. So before I start this sets, I'll explain you a bit on why thinking skills at this age. We generally believe that young babies are busy sleeping and feeding. But in the real sense, young babies, newborns are completely busy in knowing and understanding the world. For them, they've come in an alien environment. They hardly know anything. Once their eyes are developed, which would be taken care of by the starter set, they can now see things clearly. But there are a lot of things that come which are like, is this a hand or is this a hand? And many more things. Why is this thing coming here? If the door is closed, the room door, and the door opens, I see the same view. But when we go in a lift, when the door closes and the door opens, there's a different view altogether. Oh, such a mess. Should I understand this? This? What is the association between it? Sometimes mommy picks me up and she's happy, sometimes she's not. Sometimes things are like this, sometimes things are like this. All this is what baby goes through, and we as parents are not aware of it, as aware of it that this is what baby is going through actually right now. For us, baby is sleeping, doing fun, enjoying, and that's it. Each and every milestone, just like turning around, lifting the head, is all a milestone as an outcome of some learning that has happened. For years, in our life, we have believed that learning is what we do in schools, in academics. So learning ABCD, learning about colors, learning rhymes. But you see the dictionary meaning of learning? Learning is acquiring skills or knowledge via different mediums like experience, study, and by being taught. So learning is acquiring some knowledge or skills via study is there in schools or in academics, play schools and so on. But learning through experience is what baby does at this time. Learning by being taught is what baby does at this time. Now this is irrespective whether we know that we are teaching or we don't know we are teaching. But baby is learning observing us. Baby is learning how people are smiling, how the environment goes around. Baby learns every moment. Now another fact is this phase when baby is non-mobile, non-movement, cannot do movement by self. So either in the sleeping position or maybe in turning position. That's the time baby is extremely hungry to take in information and understand the things. Once baby starts crawling, what do you think the major focus would be? That is the time where baby's major focus is to have an experience of the ground. Whether the hand is going to touch, leg is going to touch, where they'll be putting pressure, moving ahead and so on. And also where they want to reach and what are the obstacles that will come. Here the focus has shifted from taking information to applying information, applying logics, applying techniques. So the three sets, thinking stimulation sets, they cater to strengthen those skills that baby will start using when baby starts crawling and moving around. So the ideal age to start this set is from month 3 of age, when you've already finished the starter set, and you can go maximum till 6 months. Why? Because these 3 sets, they are required to be covered specifically because baby starts crawling at a free speed. When baby starts crawling, the thinking skills that are required here, the focus will be less. You will see, itna chota bachcha samjhega kaise? Oh, baby is never too young to understand. Rather, the kind of knowledge that baby takes in, the information and its capability that baby takes in the first month, in the second month, in the third month, is much more after a year's time. Taking a metaphor, imagine you want to learn a language, Chinese, Mandarin. Now you go to China, all the people around you are speaking Chinese. There would be no one around to say that this is apple and this is what we say it in Mandarin. How long do you think would you be able to survive happily when they do not understand English also? And second, how long will you take to understand that language? Will you be able to understand the Mandarin in a year's time or in 6 months' time? Difficult, isn't it? But at the same time, young babies, they do. At the age of 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, they understand a lot. There's so many babies who start to speak, imitate, and express themselves via sign languages and communication. Now, don't you think this is a phenomenal growth? But we have not seen that this is what baby learns. What we will put is this, बेचारा बच्चा करेगा क्या? We generally see baby as incapable of doing things, of movement, of taking care of themselves. Yes, that's what baby is actually incapable of. But baby is capable to learn, understand and implement the things as a foundation for life. These 3 sets, they perform as a clue. Clue, when we get in to solve a riddle or a puzzle, it makes us easy to get the results. In the same way, the images, the methodology, whatever is being used to it, when baby is exposed to these cards, to understand the world around becomes simpler. Now, you won't be able to get how this functions and how the way it works. You have to just trust. As you enter a lift, you don't know how strong the rope would be. Is it eligible to take you up, down and the working and the system? But you trust it. You enter the lift and you know from ground floor you will be taken to the floor that you want. So this is what I would recommend. Trust on this and see the miracles that happens. So we'll see each set. So when we say set 1 has a parent guide which shares about how to use the set, and then 4 weeks, 4 piles, and which named as week 1, week 2, week 3 and week 4. In week 4 we'll be starting with colors, slots. We'll take set 2. So again, as like set 1, set 2 also has a parent guide which explains about the program, and then it has week 1 pile, week 2 pile, week 3 pile and week 4 pile. And then set 3. After we complete set 2, we'll start with set 3, which again has a parent guide which explains about the program, how to use the cards and show in what forms. Week 1, week 2, week 3 and week 4. So now I'll explain you it in a bit more detail. Seeing academics, even in academics, different type of skills are being required. So when we say mathematics, having 2 plus 2, 4 or drawing a diagram itself requires different type of thinking skills, different type of analysis as compared to history. When this was a king and this is his birth date and the date he died and so on. That's the reason one who is very good at maths may not be so good at history and vice versa. So what we've done in these 3 sets, so these are the heart of the Hungry Brain program, and these 3 sets completely focus on developing different skills in the baby. There would be some 2-3 weeks which your baby may not like to see or may cry, and there would be 2-3 weeks where it would be like, wow, it's so enthusiastic, so interesting. Don't worry, that's how the program is designed about. We are exposing baby to everything, and they build up their muscles likingly or unlikingly in all the areas. In all the areas that brain caters to, the different thinking skills. So we'll start with week 1, which has got different cards. So there's one card called illusion card, which is written behind, and each and every card has a name behind it. So how we will be going it is cycle, duck, horse, boat, cherry, sun, cycle, and then we'll take the illusion card, and if the baby is lying down here, we'll take the illusion card as up and down, and we'll go to the right. So here the right is of the baby, not ours. Ours is left and left, and then clockwise and anti-clockwise. Will not say as our clockwise movement and anti-clockwise, but as per baby's movements. Illusion cards are the cards which support in building the risk-taking ability of the baby. You would say risk-taking ability for a young baby? Risk हमको भी होता है नहीं होता है. What does baby will get risk at this age? The name risk, the association that we have for risk or the way it is there for our life and the way it is for the baby's life is different. For a baby, an alien taking him or her is a risk. Am I in safe hands? Suddenly there's a loud noise, there's a risk. What has happened suddenly? Crawling and moving around is a risk. Any activity that they're going to do for the first time and which is new for them requires that the ability to do it, and that's a risk for the baby. The learning that happens in the first year of life is enormous. Baby learns thousands of alien skills like lifting head, rolling, crawling, holding things in hands, sitting, getting up, balancing, walking, speaking, babbling, crying, and so on. All the skills have been developed, the foundation has been laid, baby knows them and then enters the school. In other words, the personality is almost formed before the child goes to school. And all the activities that baby does during this period has an essence of taking risk. So this cards, they'll help them those things. So illusion cards, basically they are the cards where baby sees something which is not there. And whatever is not there has been seen. Or whatever is there is not been seen. So this illusion cards, they develop the risk-taking ability, they support the baby to take risk. इसमें जो है वो दिखता नहीं है और जो नहीं दिखता वो दिखता है. तो what is there here is not seen and whatever is not here is been seen. Like you may see the lines are not parallel but they are parallel. So every week of set 1, set 2, set 3 has an illusion card. All the 4 weeks of all 3 sets have illusion cards because that's the time where we develop the thinking skills and illusion cards go hand in hand with that. So this is what we do with set 1, week 1. Once you've shown this card for a week, 3 times a day, stick them to the wall. Why? As we shared earlier with the starter set, the way the right brain and the left brain takes in information which is at different speed. So we'll stick these cards to the wall for a week's time. You're going to use these cards again. So use it in such a way that they are not permanently stick on the wall. Then we'll go to week 2. Week 2 again has an illusion card and different cards like arrow, wheel, spinning disc, star and so on. So how the cards are designed is, so there are certain lines, they're thick, thin and everything. They trigger some of the level of thinking. And this thinking helps them come to understand certain facts of life. So likewise, when we introduce week 1 and week 2 to the baby, similarly we'll be doing week 3. So when we start with week 3, week 2 goes to the wall. Week 1 may be removed, may not be removed. So you can add on week 2 if the place permits. And then in week 3, again you will have the same way you start showing the cards to the baby. Now you would believe, how will this all learning take place? So the point is that whatever children see, baby sees, the gradation and everything, they cater to some level of thinking. This I'll demonstrate you in a while. So once we have done with week 3 and then we go to week 4, in the similar way we'll show the cards with an illusion card inside it. From here the real game starts. There are slots, the colors, the intensity of the colors, the images, the curves, the tone, the heaviness, everything has been taken care of to have all the type of exposure that baby would require. So different cards and different thinkings. This basic fact is like each and every card has got like fire. There are different cards with white background and different cards with black background. And you can see the intensity of this color, though it's light, is dark, and this gives a cool effect. So these are certain things, certain logics that we are using it. You may be having a question. How does this impact to the child? So, just to answer your curiosity, what is this? A circle, obviously. I mean, a circle which is not a perfect circle, but a circle. Now, there are many researches done, and a famous research called Gestalt theory on this, that anything that is left incomplete, our brain tends to complete it. So, if I say few names, one is apple, second chiku, third mango, fourth banana, fifth pineapple, sixth papaya, seventh yeah. By now you would have come out with a name, right? Not, then you would be figuring out what's happening. So if I stop with 6, the brain will not start thinking, not have any thought ahead. But the moment I say 7 and I give a pause, our brain starts working. That's how human brain works. And this is where this cards implement. So in the research, there were some diagrams like this drawn on a road, on a wall of a road, where there are a lot of people walking in. And on the next day when they came, they saw there was some people who took their pen and completed this diagram. Why? Because it's so uncomfortable to have things incomplete. So that's the phenomena of human brain, the way it works. And this is what we do with this thinking stimulation cards. So then when we move ahead with set 2, week 1, this is the time. What we're going to do is we're going to introduce the week 1 set of set 1, which would already stuck on the wall. We will be coloring those. Now, coloring this cards and showing it again to the baby is very important. When we add colors to it, it says that the image that we saw last time was different and the image that we are seeing this time is different. We're not going to give you examples for this because the moment we show you an example, you'll exactly follow that. We want you to be creative. Your child is going to imitate you after all, isn't it? You teach them or you don't teach them, they're going to learn from you. So be creative, add whatever ways you want to add colors, designs and anything to it such that this image looks different. So when you start with set 2, first you will show this new cards along with the illusion card in the same process. All the cards, illusion card, up, down, left, right, circle, and then you start with week 1 of set 1 which are colored. And the same way we'll go with set 2 week 2 and week 2 cards of set 2. Everything is mentioned in the parent guide. So from set 2 you would be showing 2 sets of cards every week. That is week 1 of the same set and week 1 of the previous set, and similarly. So when we have set 1 done, set 2 going on, week 1, week 2, week 3. Now these cards, just to give you a brief about it, they look so similar, isn't it? We would say ye to ek hi card double aa gaya. The same card has been repeating, but no, there is a difference. The difference in the color, the positioning of the color, the waves and the shapes are same. This makes babies' observation skill very powerful. They get present to exactly what it is, how it is. This is a foundation of their memory, photographic memory for life, where they see things, they remember as it is, not ki kuch aisa tha. They can understand this card as separate and this card as separate. And that's the caliber that baby has. Otherwise, how can a 5-day-old or a 6-day-old baby recognize the mother out of so many alien faces? Mummy ko dekha aur pehchana. That's an enormous gift that baby has. And here we're going to just give that edge so that that gift has been developed. And then we go to week 4. Now here where observation will take on to critical aspects, where we have other colors at different intensity and in different spaces, different proportions, the lining and everything. For you and me, the images would be simple images, but the way the placements are, they all are designed in a scientific manner, which supports them to grow, think. They all are in alignment with the cognition skills development. So once we are done with set 2, we'll start with set 3. In the similar way, when we start with set 3, we'll have set 2 cards which you've already stuck on the wall. Take them back, color them, and then with week 1 of set 3, we will take week 1 of set 2 and show them simultaneously. Again, an illusion card. As the time goes, the intensity of the illusion card also increases. And then we move ahead with different kinds of images. Here comes the real different thinkings. So, everything for a baby would be like ready-made. Kapda, dresses, ready-made. Food, ready-made. But everything has a process. It has been made in certain things which may be not present to. The foundation of this is what we do with these cards. So like flower step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This is how flower is being made and other things. So again, as those theories, when babies see one thing, they start implementing this skills in life everywhere they see. So whatever we learn does not just rely on that topic and that subject. It goes for life in everywhere. Here we support the baby to understand the world and the complication of things. Like this is a watch and this is also a watch. And everything you've seen, this is a penguin and this is also a penguin. A hand and a hand. A camera front and a camera back. Baby front and baby back. These are the certain things that baby actually deals with for a longer time. To understand these things. So once baby gets clear with these aspects, things become simple. Now another logic. These are set of blocks which are stacked and which are hipped. We'll say blocks to them also and we'll say blocks to them also. But what's this? Similarly, so many things around that baby sees, like a lock. This is also a lock, this is also a lock. कभी ऐसे भी देखा, कभी ऐसे भी देखा. What is same? What is different? Question mark. This is also a balloon. This is also a balloon. Similarly with banana. This is also banana and this is also banana. A lid, a closed bottle and an open bottle. We'll say this as a bottle. We'll even see this as a bottle. This supports the baby to understand different aspects of things. When we cover set 1, set 2, set 3, what baby gets present to is, aha, this is how things operate. Now I'm able to understand the logic and I've got various logics to see. If mama has come here in a dress, today she is in a different dress, what does that mean? Where have I got present to this? Yes, the cards which we color and show them again. Mama's come here and now she's turning. Her dress is completely different from front and back. And I've seen this. I know this is how it is. Mama's come with a different dress altogether. And she looks quite different. She's come with dupatta, she's come without dupatta, she looks different. This is how it is. So every aspect of things, everything that baby sees, understands in the world are covered here as a basics. So when you complete set 1, set 2, set 3, be rest assured your baby is not going to be the one whom you're going to just tal diya. You're not going to tell, ye kawa leke gaya. No. Your baby started thinking. Baby is smart enough to understand how things operate, why things operate the way they operate. And that is going to be a habit for life always. They're not just going to take things for granted henceforth. This has gone in their basics to understand the world. This has been the foundation of their thinking skills. And this is what we do in the thinking stimulations cards in the set 1, 2 and 3. This is the foundation for life, and then we move ahead to the next level of the program.